Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for April 9th, 2021, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. In between your thoughts, listen. There's a melody, a song, that's actually inviting you home to yourself. And it's an internal love song. And it is soothing you now. And all you need to do is tend to the song that sings within you. We all have a song within us. Unfortunately, many of us are distracted from the external show outside of us that draws us to it. And we're just kind of in the habit of that because we've been doing it for so very long. And as I continually say, it's all about going within. It's all about the song within you. It's constantly playing a loving melody to get your attention to go within. And all you got to do is listen. It happens after a few dozen trips that we make around the sun. We come to a time in our lives when we start asking ourselves deeper questions like, have you ever said this to yourself, or have you ever caught yourself saying this to yourself, or have you ever had anybody say this? What's the point of it all? What's the point of it? What's this all for? Why am I here? What great purpose do I serve? Whenever we are in deep eternal love, to reach this moment of our soul's deepest inquiry, we choose to honor it. And we honor with the utmost patience and persistence. This is kind of like, the golden carrot that leads us to dig further inside so that we uncover the roots of why we are struggling and see how to elevate any pain we are incurring. And it's from returning to this self-inquiry that we discover the most deepest sacred answers to this life, which truly satisfy every crack and crevice of our being. And this is all about us choosing to be enlightened. And the enlightened state is going within and being. It's like when Buddha would sit under the Bodhi tree, and he would just sit, close his eyes, be in a lotus position, and do nothing. He would do this for days. And that's how all of us become enlightened. I'm not saying you just, drop everything and just go within yourself and ignore everything in your life. I'm just saying you begin to go within and be. Listen. Listen to the melody. Listen to the song that's within you. And enlightenment, there's a lot of people that think that enlightenment is some kind of fairy tale experience, that it's just all made up. Or it's just something just meant for a few special sacred people. And that's just not true. It's the highest peak of our consciousness. And it is always available to all beings in every moment. And it is a genuinely grounded spiritual experience. And it transforms all the sour lemons in our lives into the most succulent, sweet lemonade. The enlightened state is what lifts the veil, blinding us from the truth, allowing us to see just how magnificent we truly are. So it's a state that we move ourselves into. And it lifts the veil that's blinding us from the truth, allowing us to see just how magnificent we truly are. A lot of times we run from our own magnificence. We deny our own power, magnificence, beauty, divinity. And I'm not saying that it's easy for everybody because of the habits that we have invested in. But you move to be open and available to every experience this life gives you. And knowing that each experience is always the right experience. Now that alone is a challenge for many. Every experience that life gives you. And then saying to yourself, and through the heart-mind, that each experience is always the right experience. For the enlightened being, there is no such thing as a wrong experience. Even though we view it through the ego mind as this, you got to be kidding me, you know. This is a right experience? That just can't be. So the universe is the most intelligent teacher there is. And it never, ever, ever, ever makes a mistake. You see, to trust that is crucial, absolutely crucial, to the very core of your existence to trust that. The universe is this grand weave of perpetual spiritual synchronicity and our karmic destiny. We are this timeless perfection of perpetual spiritual synchronicity and our karmic destiny. With it, we're always co-creating a synchrodestined, harmonious play between mind, matter, and spirit. Now, how could this omniscient perfection ever make a mistake or even entertain the idea of what a mistake might be like? See, we've all been trained that I made a big mistake and that was a big mistake. But there are no mistakes. If you step back and look at our world from the highest, most heavenly place, it appears that we are this great symphony of souls all working together to reach higher states of consciousness. That's what we're doing here. You know, of course, we're also these separate beings with unique minds, hearts, and individual lives. Yet this separating aspect is not the biggest truth. The greatest truth is that we are intimately connected with everything and everyone else in this universe, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. It's about each of us choosing to surrender to this larger truth, weaving it throughout our day. And the most tantalizing and enlightening moments just magically show up. We can feel the presence of something much larger than ourselves is guiding us to a more joyous state of being. So we naturally become more sensually available to all the pleasure and joy we are here to experience in this absolute, exquisite existence. Now, being with ourselves, being radically open, raw, naked, deeply willing to receive whatever the divine existence is offering us in each and every moment. So enlightenment must pour into us. It simply has no other choice. And when we completely empty out our cup, the universe has to fill it. That's why we talk about, how you pack the subconscious mind. For instance, if you have a garage full of stuff and you can't put any more stuff in it, in order to have more stuff, you have to empty out the stuff that's in the garage. If you don't empty out the stuff that's in the garage, you're not going to have anything new come in. So when we completely empty out our cup, the universe will fill it. If we don't, it won't. It can't, say. The result is a truly intimate connection with this absolute divine intelligence and an abundance of the richest manifesting energy radiating from each of our very cores. By living each moment from this open, vulnerable place, we can become unstoppable in everything and anything we do. And it's a choice that we make. You don't make the choice on outside of yourself. You can't. There's no way. So we choose. Only each of us can choose. Whenever we are deeply surrendered to this life, that's when this life surrenders to us. When we fight this life, it's total opposite. But we deeply surrender to this life, which means this life's wonderful. Everything in it is wonderful. It is an absolute wonderful experience, just like the archangels communicate to us as much as possible. You surrender to the life. You embrace this life fully, without reserve. And then the life surrenders to us. And we immediately feel this humble, yet empowering connection with everything and everyone. And guess what? At that stage, there are no more feelings of lack, unworthiness, or separation with who we truly are. And there is no need for any of us to strive to become someone powerful, superior, and special, so that we cover up that unconscious, insecure self who feels inferior. We can allow all our darker parts to be seen, felt, and heard. Experience this life in all possible ways: good, bad, bitter, sweet, dark, light, summer, winter. Experience all the dualities. Don't be afraid of experience, because the more experience you have, the more mature you become, Osho. Allow the totality of your darkness and divinity to be revealed. Because as we start feeling into, exposing and honoring and welcoming all our dark and bright parts, we spend less energy controlling, holding back, hiding, and trying to contain our wild brilliance. And within this relaxation, our full divine nature can spring forth and shower upon this world. We are free to be spontaneous, creative, fully self-confident, and can access our core life energy. And we naturally find ourselves resting and abiding in our spiritual essence, which does not judge or condemn anything or anyone, and it is the source of love itself. The most spiritually expansive, loving, healing, and magical experiences in life instantly start manifesting when we take the risk to look within. And this is tough for some too. Be honest. vulnerable and real with who we think we are. And when we remove all our masks with everyone in our lives, drop all our perceived burdens, shed all of our protective layers, and become totally transparent with everyone in this world, then the supreme enlightened reality sneaks into us. And this is an enlightened perception of life that takes over our minds, creating an energetic merging with our ego and spiritual essence, and we feel the awesome, wholesome love for ourselves and others every single place we go, everywhere. And to be fearless and unraveling and exposing our most enlightened and horrific selves, we must be able to relax and truly be at okay with every good and bad idea that passes through our mind and emotions. We must not get stuck on anything. Anything. No hang up. No, It's like become so oiled, so well oiled, that you're a eternal non-stick surface, which all thoughts slide off of. We cannot take anything that is revealed personally, as every idea and concept we have about who we are was handed down to us, okay? That's why so many of us don't know who we are. Because when we came into these baby bodies, we had all of these people, all these things, all of these thoughts coming in. And so we were trained to believe a certain way. So that's when all this was handed down to us, programmed in our subconscious mind from our parents, siblings, teachers, society, and the many generations who were before them. So don't rely on the mind for liberation. It's not going to give that to you. You are the sum cause of the entire universe. You're the sum cause, each of us, of the entire universe. Nisargadatta. Resting in silence and stillness of the mind. Which means stillness of the mind means that you step out of the mind. You leave the mind alone and you rest in silence. Interestingly enough, the cause of our enlightenment and what's blocking each of us from experience it is the same thing, the mind. That's what's blocking us from enlightenment. When we transcend the mind, which means we leave the mind, dropping any attachment we have to it, the brilliant light of our being, our true being, can then shine through. And this brilliance is all we can see in every direction. The mind is essential to adventure into this great journey into spiritual liberation. So it's not like we're just going to, throw the mind away. Yet, we first need to understand what the mind actually is. Most of us don't. So that one day, you got to know what it is before you can become free from it. So that's why we watch our mind, watch our ego, watch our subconscious mind. That's why we step out of them. So you watch your mind. It's not about micromanagement. It's, I got to go watch my mind. I got to watch my mind. You start to watch your mind, you notice it's always striving, judging, analyzing, and needing to achieve something. This is, you got to know it. You may have lived your entire life so far completely wrapped up in the head, which is always focusing on thoughts, concepts, right and wrong, opinions, judgments, and belief systems. So this is the secret to remaining unenlightened. That's to remain unenlightened, is to stay in the mind. And as long as you're always up in the head thinking, with your brain running the show, the rest of your heart, sex center, and physical sensual body is being ignored. Ignored. The most vital energies that we carry with us being ignored. Knowing that our enlightenment is full body experience, not part, not little bits. It means the whole body is engaged in experiencing this life, not just the over-analytical mind. A lot of us, we experience this life just through our heads. And to step back from the mind requires total awareness. You got to know the mind before you can step away from it. Every enlightened experience begins by first taking one step back from the mind and resting into a state of pure awareness. This is why an enlightenment seeker meditates, not to control the mind, yet to transcend all thinking completely, calling forth the experience of total silence, stillness, and pure awareness inside. It's all about you. It's all about going within. Stillness creates an automatic letting go of the constant control, domination, and neediness of our minds. It is something that takes 100% of your devotion and dedication. Because as the mind is deeply addicted to the outer search, it will spend lifetimes, thousands of lifetimes, if need be, searching for fulfillment in the outer world, believing this is the purpose of life. It will continuously try to fill your time on earth with new information, people, and special goodies out there, never questioning reality or what your heart or soul is really yearning for inside. You see how that works? What's the secret to this enlightened stillness of the mind? Well, it's learning, each of us choosing to learn how to be 100% surrendered to this life. Not 10%, not 50%, 100% surrendered to this life, which means, guess what? You embrace this life. You don't fight it. You don't argue with it. You don't ridicule it. You don't judge it. You totally surrender to it. And this comes from giving more energy towards that natural trusting feeling in something bigger than you is running the entire show. The supreme God source and cosmic intelligence is very real. It isn't a fairy tale. And it's always connected with our core essence. We are a drop of the water in this cosmic ocean. We are not separate from this vast sea of bliss until we get caught in the mind and believe that we are separate. When we rest in total stillness of the mind, we instantly dissolve back into the sea of bliss and find freedom within it all. Be aware that the mind is very tricky and slippery. So use caution whenever you approach it. Don't trust the mind or buy into its stories, as it will confidently lead you down one sure path and then switch the next day into following a completely different direction. Trust the heart instead of the mind. That's crucial to practice. And the more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. Trust the heart instead of the mind. The heart lives in love and abides in a connection of oneness with the universe. This is the easiest doorway to enter the experience of enlightenment. When I look inside and I see that I am nothing, that is wisdom. When I look outside to see that I am everything, that is love. And between these two, my life turns. Nisargadatta Mirage. It is a choice for each of us to trust 100% in ourself, the universe, and in this sacred journey through this life. Always being trusting, open and available to yourself. This universe and your life is no small matter. Accessing our full enlightened nature is so enormous that we must choose to expand beyond our old comfort zones and trust in something beyond the mind, beyond everything that we have ever known. And the biggest secret here is living in a continuous state of trust. It's a choice. Is learning how to abide in the feminine energy. This is the highly fertile experience of openness, deep relaxation, pure receptivity. When this energy enters your body, all of our bodies, it means we have stopped engaging in society's over-controlling, dominating masculine influence and started welcoming that feminine magnetic force that is inherent at the core of every single atom in creation. The sacred feminine energy is wild, liberating, and it is very magnetic. It is inside everything around us. It is very real. Again, this is not a fairy tale. It's very organic, and it shows up naturally when we stop pursuing the life that never fully satisfies us. And then we turn towards inwards to find the divine feminine source. We merge with that ancient way of being which nurtures our very soul. And we find this natural spiritual energy inside our being, and relaxing into this energy allows us to feel at one with this entire universe wherever we go. Abide in 100% trust all day long, every day. It requires a full let go of your beliefs, addictions, demands on yourself and others in this world. It means that you stop avoiding your unlimited spiritual nature. Total trust is about you recognizing the divine soul you are and having the deepest devotion to your spiritual self. And the secret is about embracing all the joy and pain you find inside. This life is meant to be a continuous trusting process. To master it, this great sacred feminine energy needs to be at our very core center, so we can feel nourished and guided in every moment of our lives, when we can sit back and allow the great cosmic wheel of life to take over. Then we will find out that it is steering our mind to see, feel, and know that this is all divine perfection. All journeys are outward journeys. There is no inward journey. How can you turn inwards? You are already there. There is no point in going. When going stops, journeying disappears. When desiring is no more clouding the mind, you are in Osho. Feel the oneness between the spiritual and material world. Manifesting our material dream life and the road to enlightenment are two sides of the same coin. So when we embrace our natural, moving energy into form, creating into reality, manifesting ability, we must choose to also open the doors of a greater spiritual depth inside, which is needed to balance everything out. We cannot be fully enlightened unless we are enjoying our connection with the vibrant, rich matrix of powerful manifesting energy that exists in all quantum particles all around us and is what we refer to as the material world. We also cannot totally enjoy any physical riches and luxuries of the material world without being relaxed and surrendered to our divine spiritual energy at the core. If you're not, you'll block it. Retire into solitude. Seat yourself on a clean spot in an erect posture with the head and neck in a straight line. Control all sense organs. Bow down in devotion to your teacher. Then enter the lotus of the heart and meditate there on the presence of Brahman, the pure, the infinite, the blissful. Kalvaya Upashad. Just remember and understand, it's good to know that the road towards enlightenment is the highest spiritual path one can choose to follow through this life. Not because of self-realization is so challenging to discover and maintain, yet rather because it is also extremely easy and effortless. It is both effortless and ridiculously challenging, which is what makes it so enticing to explore. The mind is often too small of a container to grasp this and may become confused by the conundrum, which is why we haven't heard about that many enlightened beings in our Earth's history. Anyone can step into this empty of mind, spiritually awakened state instantly at any moment, since the light of consciousness is our basic nature. And depending on your programming, it may require decades of searching and efforting to set the mind aside. Remain fully conscious of pure consciousness, totally relaxed in your body, and externally expanding into your cosmic spiritual nature. It's truly the cosmic joke of all, the greatest one of all, that we are trying to attain our natural effulgent state of being. We already are that. So what could be easier and harder than that? And basically, it means we must choose to make a tremendous effort to be effortless. So on this great journey into enlightenment, you're going to get to pass a few essential tests. What's at stake here for all of us is that our life's fulfillment on the deepest levels. You will come across many unexpected curves in this road, perhaps an enormous range of mountains to climb, a massive roadblock to leap over, and many distractions that will stop you in your spiritual tracks. All these tests make the journey even more of a wild and crazy celebration for all of us. And when we are sitting on top of one of these peaks, or resting in the green, sunny, warm valley along the way, just remember, the universe, this universe, never, ever, ever, ever makes mistakes. The journey, which each of us is pulling us deeper into this very moment of our lives, is revealing the real reason why we are here. If you look for your path into enlightenment in any place other than the now, you will miss it. It is always hidden in the most sacred place that we are least likely to look for it, and that is the now. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. We can get to a state where we are always relaxed. Imagine that. You can choose to move yourself into that state, practice it enough where it is automatic. You are in a perpetual state of relaxation. The body is not stressed. It doesn't fill with dis-ease. It doesn't have all of those external challenges that the mind plays on you. A total state of relaxation, perpetual, eternal. So if you can, when you can look at your body and understand that you are learning how to master a perpetual state of relaxation with your body. And there's fronts, there's things, and say, oh, it seems like there's so much to do. Not really. Again, that's the mind. So you choose to, whether consciously or unconsciously, to attract everything and anything, and that's the mind, the ego. Mind and ego. And then you store it in your subconscious mind. But this is a process that we're all experiencing. All of us. There are no exceptions. And yet we're all one, but we perceive ourselves as individual. And in a way we are, because we're experiencing different things in different ways in the billions. Fascinating. So, ease back into your God, the God within your body, your core, the God source, and allow your God to hold you like just a big, comfortable, warm, fuzzy, easy chair where you don't even care to move once you've sat down. You go into a complete state of bliss. You're not thinking. You're not in the mind. And so the body, what you release, all of the tension, stresses, fears, anxieties, all brought to you by your wonderful friend, the mind and ego. So you let them go. You surrender them. Surrender them to the divine perfection that each and every one of us are. And your body will go into such a relaxed state, you may even zonk out, fall asleep in this meditation. And that's a good thing. So once you do this and you find yourself in this total relaxed state, you move into the now. That's even more so for this total relaxed state. Because the now moves you out of the mind, out of the ego, out of the subconscious mind, where you're just a watcher of them all. You're just watching. You're sitting with your God watching this all take place. Watching the mind weave its patterns, watching the ego play its tricks to satisfy itself, of which it can never do. Feel yourself moving into that state. But now is the space between heartbeats. The now is all that there is, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. In this world, people say, well, you've got quite an interesting past. No, I don't have a past. I have memories. I have now moments. They're all gone, dead, don't exist anymore. Only one are, see, you ever hear the statement? When someone says, your past will come to haunt you. Come back to haunt you. Do you know why that is? Because you're living in the past. That's why that is. When our moment is gone, it's the past, it's over. We keep moving forward. We don't look over our shoulders. We don't wonder. We don't hang and drag things from the past with us. We move forward. We have the moment. That's all we ever have is the moment, nothing else. Some of us, we all reminisce, we have memories, which is great, and they're fun. But we don't harp and, obsess on past experiences. But some of us will sit in that elephant graveyard, all foggy and dusty, and all nothing but bones and carcasses. Nothing living. It's all inert, gone. And we will bring that past into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, and relive that past and that future. That's why so many people on this planet will say, no matter what I do, no matter what I'm trying or doing, I seem to always end up in this place. And that's why it isn't a good thing to live in the past. Some of us will wander into the future. Future doesn't exist because we create the future in the now. And there's nothing wrong with wondering, dreaming, wishing. It's all good stuff. It's a good intent. But wandering, not wondering, wandering through a future that doesn't exist. What if this happens, and what if that happens? I wonder when this is going to happen, and why isn't that happening, and when am I going to do this, and when am I going to do that? When am I going to be able to have this and that? And that is not fun. That is a road to suffering. So we only have the now. But how do we stay in the now? Because, we still the chatter and the noise of all the thoughts that the mind generates when we step out of the mind. But we still have, that still is that habit, that pulling of thoughts that come in, and they pull us out of the now. The neat thing is that if you're consciously aware, you say, okay, here's my thoughts. They're taking me out of the now. So I'll focus on my breath. And I'll guarantee you 3,000% of the time, you focus on your breath, you're in the now. Every single time. So you know this. And of course, you trust explicitly 130,000, 50,000% in the universe. So you focus on your breath, you're in the now. No matter where, no matter what you're doing, you can do this at any time. You don't have to sit there and start taking deep wheezes and everything and the people. You just start focusing on your breath. Nice and easy, in and out. And so when you focus on your breath, you're in the now. You'll know it, too, through the heart-mind. You won't know it through the head. You will know it through the heart. That's our whole purpose and our whole trip to enlightenment within is the now. So you're focus on your breath. Your breath is divine positive energy. Why is it divine positive energy? Well, it sustains the vessel that holds the kingdom of God. It focuses you, strengthens you, relaxes you, calms you, eases you, centers you. It's divine positive energy. And most of us take it so much for granted that we don't even know that. So we're looking at our body. Now, you're not in the body. You're looking at the body with your God. And you notice that it's totally relaxed. I mean, completely bliss. And you notice these wheels of light that are running straight up through it. Now, you're staring straight on at your body as it's leaned, relaxed into the God easy chair. And you see these wheels of light. And they're really vibrant colors. Nothing like you see here on this planet. And they're kind of misty and moving. And they all are flowers, different shaped flowers with different geometrical shapes inside them. And there's 7 from the base of your spine all the way to the top of your head. Now, you notice that there is an energy moving through them. It's like a fountain. It's like an everlasting fountain. You see this energy come up through them and then out the top of the head, the crown chakra. It's like a fountain of energy, and it comes back down around through your base of your spine and back up again. So this is your God force love light energy. It's your chi, your prana, your ki. It's your force, your power. And so you take your divine positive energy, your breath, and you join with the divine God force love light energy. And so both of them are flowing through these chakras, these energy vortexes. And you see that you focus on the red wheel of light, which is your root chakra, your Muladhara. This is our survival. That's what it deals with, our survival in this material world. It's career, money, mindset, sense of belonging, being in the flow of your life, connected to the spine, rectum, arms, legs, and circulatory system. And guess what? It's blocked by fear. This is a wonderful roadmap to be able to understand about both your biological, physical, and emotional while in this life. Then we move to the orange wheel of light, which is the sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana. This is our pleasure area. This is our sexuality and pleasure. It's our ability to accept others and new experiences. It lends emotional issues of abundance, well-being. And guess it's connected, it's not a surprise, to our reproductive organs, our kidneys, our bowels, and our immune system. And then we move to the golden yellow wheel of light, the Manipura, the solar plexus chakra. This is our personal power and our ability to channel. It's for us to be confident within ourselves. And it is blocked by shame. We move to the green wheel of light, the emerald green wheel of light, the Anahata. This is our ability to love, relationships, our self-acceptance. And it is blocked by grief. And we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha. This is our ability to communicate, our self-expression, our truth. And it is blocked by lies. And we move to the indigo wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the Ajna. Intuition, sense of purpose, and direction in this life. Seeing the big picture. Insights blocked by illusion. And then we move to the crown chakra, the Sahasrara. This is our direct connection, fully connected spiritually to the divine, to the cosmic energy, to the pure consciousness. And it's connected to our emotional issues of our inner and outer beauty, how we see ourselves, our connection to spirituality and pure bliss, and pineal gland, brain, nervous system. And it is blocked by ego attachment. Of all things, ego attachment. We are all consciously aware that we're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And these energies, we have pulled them right through these energy vortexes to the top of our head, our crown chakra. We're consciously aware of this. We've watched it. We're the ones moving it. So we hold it briefly. We are love, we are light, we are God. And in that brief moment, we condense them into pure liquid energy, omnipotently powerful. and we release them over the pineal gland. Now, our pineal glands are really important for us while we're in these bodies. They are the gateway to all the particles of existence and beyond consciousness. Now, none of us have fully functioning pineals yet. So you can view your pineal through your heart-mind's motion picture, however you choose to see it. I see it as a green ball, rosebud. And when I pour this liquid energy over it, it instantaneously changes into a massive, fully bloomed rose with multicolored petals, with a wonderful fragrance, and it sends out these shimmering waves that I can watch, and they're soft and they're warm and they just penetrate me, and I am overtaken with a deep divine peace, a deep eternal love, a gratitude that's off the charts. It's just complete bliss. No attachments, no expectations, no wondering, nothing. Total contentment, total confidence. And then I discover that the rose is me and I'm the rose. I am all the particles of existence. I am connected to all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. I feel all. I see all. And I'm constantly perfecting my understanding. We have many particles of the collective consciousness. We know that these bodies that we're in, the heart mind, the ego mind, the subconscious mind, the higher self, the spirit, the soul, the God source, pure consciousness, all one. We also are consciously aware that we are heaven on this earth. The soul is the heaven. The body is the earth. We are heaven on this earth. And every step we take, we are consciously aware that we are creating paradise. We cannot not. And we also have learned to shine our light outward. And the light is pure God source, love, light, energy. And we're shining it on everyone, everything, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Flooding all of our brothers and sisters, whether they're awake, asleep, in between, head to toe, inside and out, with pure, deep, eternal love. Pure, deep gratitude and peace. This planet cannot not ascend. Civilization cannot not ascend into higher and higher frequencies of deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. So all the parts of us, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. All those who are consciously aware of these parts, because not all are. So we communicate, reach out to the parts of us that are consciously aware. So immediately we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. They're a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do meet with them. And it dawns on us after we have met with them that that was an angel. And they always have the same message. It's just delivered in different ways. Isn't it absolutely wonderful, spectacular to be alive and to be living in these bodies? And it truly is. And I thank them every time. I talk with them. I communicate with them. I talk all the time. and we're all one. So it's just so exciting to interact with other parts of yourself that many people know that don't even exist. They don't think they exist. Now, over tens of thousands can surround any one of us at any one time. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. We have the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. They are those who have ascended and mastered in physical form, out of physical form, and hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form to master physical form, to create our experiences in this physical form, to perfect our creations. And we may get to an understanding in this life that we are the light. So when we do leave the body, we will not follow the light, because why would we, since we are the light? Now, the other parts of us, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth, yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet and civilization. Into higher and higher and higher, deep eternal love and gratitude and peace. Now they come in the billions, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all of the light energy beings out there, that in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet. And they come in the gugaplexes. One gugaplex fills this entire universe with no space to spare. They come in trillions of gugaplexes from every direction, from trillions of universes. And they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and forming the circle of light. And we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day, trillions throughout the universes every day. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with are the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Grades, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, and the Avian. Many, many, many more. They've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And in uncountable numbers, in all that there is, they are with us now consciously. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we have inhabited. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. And in the billions, they are with us now consciously. We call upon all light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia Arya, in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and complete liberation of this planet and civilizations. Now, Only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitudes can be with us. They come in the trillions. Shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which we've never seen. As a matter of fact, we only see 1% of what is. The ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And in the trillions, they are with us now consciously. And we're all gathered arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all love, and we're all God. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a massive circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation. This light emanates from our very core center of the God source, the pure consciousness of which we are. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take over 1,000 billion suns in this solar system alone to even compare to its brilliance. And we are flooding this planet with this deep, eternal love light energy. All of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, everything, eternally, always, we are flooding with the love that we are. This planet cannot not ascend. This civilization cannot not ascend. It already has. We begin to levitate above the planet. As we do, we are immediately met with a massive ocean of glitter everywhere, flickering, flashing. It's like a big ball of glitter. And when we look close enough to these reflections, they are endless, deep, etched mirrors reflecting all of us back and forth. All of us gather, all of us. And then we learn that we are all students and teachers of each other, whether consciously or unconsciously. We are always learning from each other. Teaching, absorbing, interacting, all the parts of the collective consciousness that are consciously aware. We begin to levitate above the planet, and we continue to levitate above the planet, and we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is the column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is the column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are imbued with a white fire armor, head to toe, inside and out, eternally, always. This emanates from the God source, the pure consciousness within us. It cannot be violated. It cannot be breached, harmed in any way. You cannot be possessed by demons, apparitions, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, period, at all, only you. Only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hate, through greed, through anger, frustration, envy, worry, stress, fear, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. If you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, send them to pure consciousness where they are no more. We are then met with the violet ray. This is a column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our harmony of the highest high of vibrational frequencies of our deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace that we are. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the clouds in the sky. We are the trees in the forest. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the animals. We are the soils. We are everything. So when you see a beautiful sunset that you're in awe of, a sunrise, a beachfront, a starlit sky, whatever it may be, you're in awe of the God that you are. You're in awe of the divine perfection that your soul is. We continue to levitate above this planet. Some of us step outside our physical forms if we're carrying them and hover up effortlessly above our physical form. We come in immediate contact, full view of this massive crystalline light tower that we all created. It's larger than this solar system. In the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere. And this oblong sphere, in the center, is this massive golden white sparkling ball of light. It is surrounded by countless beautiful, vibrant colored wings of sparkling light. And so all of this in these waves are literally saturating us in these warm, misty patterns. The ball, the golden white, sparkling ball of light, is deep eternal love. All the rings, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance, well-being, endless joy, endless bliss. And it is all a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. At the top of the column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it does eternally, flooding every single thing on this planet, in it, above it, and below it. All of us, head to toe, inside and out. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe, with deep eternal love, deep eternal gratitude, deep eternal peace. Never ending. All of us are drops of this golden ocean, and we hold the essence of this golden ocean. The ocean is the drops, and the drops are the ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It sets center circle. We created this sphere over 3 years ago. It holds over 1,300 of our meditations in perpetual motion. The highest of intent, the highest of vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Every day, hundreds of millions, on and off world, intent of the liberation of this planet and its life, its civilization. Massive. All of these meditations, saturating all of us, all of Earth, Gaia, Arya, inside and out, above and below. See these higher vibrational frequencies as we continue to ascend, as we continue to expand into the higher and higher frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. The fifth dimension, then the sixth, then the seventh. It all depends upon us and the journey within. And it is in full swing. And it cannot be stopped. Feel it. You're all of it. When I look inside and see that I am nothing, that is wisdom. When I look outside to see that I am everything, that is love. And between these two, my life turns. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Feel through the heart your essence, your full experience of the God Source, completely surrendered to this life. No attachments, no expectations, and a constant state of blissful relaxation. Trust in yourself, the universe, and in this sacred journey through this life. Always being trusting, open, and available to yourself. And understand that the universe and your life are no small matter. And we all are accessing our full enlightened nature, and we must expand beyond our old comfort zones. Trust in something beyond the mind, beyond everything that we know. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We'll be back here tonight at 9 p.m. for a reverse aging call, Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we'll return here Saturday, April 10th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.